Hello everyone, welcome back to this video. Now I'm gonna talk about my last night at Barra. I seen many things like people getting stabbed, people getting shot, people getting driven over by cars and much more. But it's gonna be not so much about communication this time, it's gonna be more about experience. My experience exactly at Barra here in Johannesburg, South Africa. My last shift was being on call in the night. And in these night shifts, you're gonna see much more things like in the noon or in the afternoon. At the evening till over the night, till the morning, you see many different things. For example, at my first night shift, the first person I had the honor to treat is just suturing up on his back. It was a very young person, very young patient who got stabbed in his back. And I had the opportunity to suture him up, but the special thing about this is it wasn't very superficial, it was very deep, so the tissue beneath the skin was also separated. So I got the task to suture not just only the skin but also the tissue underneath. It's called subcutis in English, I believe. Yeah, there was another doctor who told me just put it together, because my concern was about the fascias beneath the subcutis, but it wasn't big of a deal. It was also just a centimeter wound. I just sutured it up, then sutured his skin. He was fine. We just put a little dressing on it and he was fine. And the next person was another one who got attacked by a dog and has a very big wound on his lip over there. And one of the consultants, I think, was looking for a plastic surgeon, quote unquote plastic surgeon, and she saw how I did my own suturing, and she said, "You got the job, young man. You have now the task to suture this patient up who got attacked by a dog on his lip." I saw him and I was like, "Oh, that's really bad," because it was really deep. But I could do it. I just got all my sutured skin, and the doctor was so kind and gave already the anesthesia. The person didn't feel anything. It did feel pressure and touching, but no pain. I did my job great. It adapted both sides, both wound sides very well, and it was just like from a plastic surgeon. The third person I saw last night was someone who stabbed himself in his shoulder. It was a prisoner. He fell 2 weeks ago on his left shoulder, and he felt something that he said there was something in it. And he didn't want to wait, so he grabbed a knife. I don't know where from the prison he got the knife from, but he stabbed himself in his shoulder every time. And after those two weeks, it got infectious, inflammatory, and the whole shoulder became a big abscess. We need to put some pressure out of it with incisions. So we put anesthesia on it, no anesthesia. We gave the person anesthesia, and so he doesn't feel anything and doesn't even remember about this incision. And the one doctor just put a big incision in his shoulder, and we put everything through pressure, the abscess out of his shoulder. It stank like hell. It was so bad. If you just saw this or just smelled this scent, you would start to vomiting. It was very bad. But he felt much better. He had a big wound, but it was enough. We just put a big dressing on it, and the doctor dragged this patient to the theater and wanted to debride him. And that's all it, I think. The rest of the night I spent it to help the other doctors, just to draw some blood, analyze some blood gas, and so on and so forth. Nothing special. And the last 30 minutes, about 6:30 in the morning, a man came in who got shot in his leg. His whole femur, that means his upper part of his leg, got shot, and his whole bone exploded. You could see it in his X-ray, and he really couldn't move. We stabilized him and wanted to give him to theater. We stabilized his leg, of course. Yes, and that's it. It's nothing. It's special to me. Maybe for the locals here who work here every day, every night, it wasn't big of a deal. They see it every day in and out. But to me, it was very special. I could do many things. I learned many things, and I saw, as you hear, many things. Yes, and tonight is the next night shift I have, and maybe something that I can tell you more about. Next time is all about the next night shift that I'm gonna have right now.